Yo, what's up, my earthlings and beings? Yeah, it's Rod D, Orange Ninja News. We about to make it do what it do. Yeah, it's another day. Um, we got a lot of news that was popped off this week, so we about to get it popping, non-stopping. Know how I do. I talk about just the different news topics throughout the week that was trending news and at the top of the news headlines. Well, it's a whole lot of us traveling, trying to get home for the holidays. Um, and even though it's advisories and they're cutting down on travel, they still doing bans in some of the other countries because they don't want somebody that's got the virus hopping on the plane or whatever. Even though they check you at the gates and stuff like that too, but some of them ain't even taking the chance. They going ahead and doing bans. So I got a story from Associated Press that says more EU nations ban travel from UK fearing the virus variant. So um, yeah, so they some countries doing just a straight up ban on the travel. It says a growing list of European Union nations moved to ban flights from the UK on Sunday, and others were considering. And let's see, flights from UK on Sunday, and others were considering similar action in a bid to block a new strain of coronavirus sweeping across southern England from spreading to the continent. France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, Ireland, and Bulgaria all announced restrictions on UK travel hours after British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced that Christmas shopping and gatherings in southern England must be cancelled because of rapidly spreading infections blamed on the new coronavirus variant. Johnson immediately put those regions into a strict new Tier 4 restriction level, impeding Christmas plans for millions. France banned all travel from the UK for 48 hours from midnight Sunday, the Prime Minister office announced. The French statement said that would buy authorities time to find a common doctrine on how to deal with the threat. It specified that flows of people on transport to UK are not affected. Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo said he was issuing a flight ban for 24 hours starting at midnight out of precaution. Belgium also halted train links to Britain, including the Eurostar. There are a great many questions about this new mutation, he said, adding he hoped to have more clarity by Tuesday. Yeah, that's something that I was afraid of as far as as they said, they will have vaccines and stuff like that, but then if the virus was to go and mutate and, start doing some other stuff, you know, we have the we have the stuff for the regular virus, but not the mutated version and whatnot. And I guess well, I don't guess, but that's what they're saying. They like the countries that's banning flights from UK and people traveling in from UK. They're like it's a different strand of variant from the virus, and they ain't trying to hear all that. They're trying to take the most precaution as they can, which that's understandable. You know, if it start mutating and getting worse, you definitely don't want that in your country. So uh, that's bad news if somebody that's trying to trying to get home or see your loved ones for Christmas if you're coming from the UK, because all the European countries like, nah, we're not even going to take that risk right now. So let's see, the Netherlands banned flights from the UK for at least the rest of the year. Ireland issued a 48-hour flight ban Austria and Italy said they would halt flights from the UK, but did not say exactly when that would take place. Italy's health minister Roberto Speranza said an order signed Sunday blocks flights from Britain and prohibits entry into Italy by anyone who has been in the UK in the last 14 days. The order bans plane travel until January 6th. The Czech Republic imposed stricter quarantine measures from people arriving from Britain. Yeah, yeah. So that's basically all of Europe. All the European countries are like, yeah, no people from Britain right now till we get this figured out with this mutating strand, this variant that's going on. And yeah, that was pretty quick. Yeah, it basically goes on, and basically all the European countries are listed. You know, when they got the Czech Republic on there, you're basically hitting up all the European countries. So, there ain't no reason to go down the list. You basically say all the European countries basically got them banned for right now till they get everything figured out. And also, we have, we got our restrictions here in the U.S. also on the travel. So you already know about that one. And I got a story about the U.S. travel. Might as well get into that story while we into the travels. Yeah, so this one starts off with U.S. airport traffic rising despite holiday travel warnings. And it says more than 1 million people have passed through U.S. airport security checkpoints in each of the past 2 days, in a sign that public health pleas to avoid holiday travel are being ignored despite an alarming surge in COVID-19 cases. It marks the first time U.S. airports have screened more than 1 million passengers since November 29th. That came at the end of Thanksgiving weekend that saw far more travel around the country than had been hoped as the weather turned colder and COVID-19 cases were already spiking again. Now hospitals in many areas are being overwhelmed amid the largest outbreak of COVID-19 in the U.S. since March, when most Americans were ordered to stay home and avoid interactions with other households. And you kind of have to think that, that would happen because, I mean, I know it's not good that it happened, but at the same time, I hear a lot of people saying, if I'm going to go see my family, even if it's going to be the last time I see them, plus you don't know right now if it would be the last time seeing them. So a lot of people like just taking that risk. And, they have that type of mind state. I just know that from some of the people I personally know and personally talk to that was talking about whether they're going to travel home to see the family, And it's like, yeah, well, and I don't even know the way it's going with all these deaths and stuff. It might be the last time to get to see them. So, yeah. But I was kind of expecting that. And it says the 7-day rolling average of newly reported infections in the U.S. has risen from above 176,000 a day just before Thanksgiving to more than 215,000 a day. It's too early to calculate how much of that increase is due to travel and gatherings over Thanksgiving, but experts believe they are a factor. Although lockdowns are no longer in effect in many parts of the country, stay-at-home orders have returned in some of the areas in an effort to contain the virus. Nearly 99% of California's population of roughly 40 million people, for instance, has been told to remain at home except for essential work, shopping, and exercise. And that's what the homie Brian Cowley had said. Yeah, we didn't do a trucker talk with Brian Cali lately, but we got one coming up. But yeah, he was telling me about how they got California locked down right now, and trying to ban the travel. And yeah, they really cracking down in Cali because they said cases were so high out there right now. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued an advisory declaring postponing travel and staying home is the best way to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Nevertheless, about 1.07 million people passed through the security checkpoint at U.S. airports on Friday and again on Saturday, according to the Transportation Security Administration. Saturday's volume was down 57% from the same time last year, the smallest year-over-year decline in daily traffic at U.S. airports since November 22nd as people begin their Thanksgiving getaways. If that early trend continues, U.S. public health officials fear it will lead to more super spreader events as people unwittingly transmit the virus to family and friends while gathering indoors for holiday celebrations. Health officials note the upcoming holiday period from Christmas to New Year's Day covers a longer time span than the Thanksgiving break. Even more travel is expected as Christmas draws closer. AAA projects about 85 million people will travel between December 23rd and January 3rd, most of them by car. That would be a drop of nearly one-third from a year ago, but still a massive movement of people in the middle of a pandemic. And those super spreader events you're talking about, that's like real large gatherings and stuff like that. And then people get sick at the large gatherings, and then of course they go home, and when they go home then they spread it to everybody at the house. So yeah, but I think it's been a lock on big events for a while, man. We ain't got, you still can't go to the movies. All the games, they have like cardboard pictures of fans. They ain't really got people there. I mean, they really ain't got nothing going on right now as far as large events. That could be a super spreader event. The only other thing you could say is probably some of these parties where people will go and they just have a large house party or a block party or something like that. That's about it, but that could only be so large, It ain't like a big outing like a packed stadium or something like that. Man, we ain't had, there ain't been a packed stadium event since all this junk, so yeah. That's still something that we'll be looking forward to in the future, to get back to that. That's how we know everything will be back right once we can start going to shows again, stadiums. Yeah, a lot of entertainers doing shows and lost a lot of money with this junk, man. Cause your average rappers, singers, and whatnot, they most of their money is made off of just doing live shows and traveling around and doing live shows. They don't really they get money off the album sales, of course, but it's nothing like the money you get from doing live shows. So, I mean, that's a bulk of their paper right there. So I know they're gonna be super happy when this stuff is over, man. Yeah, but yeah. So as far as on the bands, they still saying, hey, y'all chill on that. You know what I'm saying? They still like on the travel. Now you still got the essential workers, so the trucks are gonna stay moving, and hopefully if you're a truck driver, you done made it home already for Christmas. If not, you're gonna be a little late, man. Because the time's winding down for number one. Then number two, with all the travel bans. Then if you're in the Northeast, you're bogged down with snow. I mean, it's a lot of variables. You have to be there early if you're trying to actually get there on time right now. Because, last minute and trying to get home right now, man. It's crazy out here. All right, well, enough of that topic. Let's get into the next one right quick. Yeah, matter of fact, before I get into the next subject, yeah, I want to say I'm still working on that Podbean, so I'm gonna have my podcast also on Podbean, so be looking out for that. I just about I'm setting up a site over there, and I have that popped off very shortly here. Um, Probably starting next week, so that's gonna be real good, and I'll be adding a description at the bottom of my videos once I get it popped off. So you can also check out the podcast over there also. That'll be on Podbean. Yeah, and let's see what else. Yeah, man, those Patty LaBelle pies, man, them junks be slim. I had to have had a little bit of that for breakfast, man. A good old Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie. And the joint slamming. All right, let's get back into some news stories. Well, okay, we got a story about hydrogen peroxide. I'm always interested in learning new ideas and learning new stuff every day, so I think I'm gonna see what this hydrogen peroxide thing about, because I already know two uses for hydrogen peroxide. Well, right off the top of my head, I know three of them. I know you can use it as a mouthwash, which I never do. I just use regular mouthwash. But they say you can use it for that, and you use it to clean your cuts. If you have a cut and don't want the pain of alcohol, you can use it on that. I usually use alcohol myself. Um, you also can use it to clean your ears, and that's what I do if my ears ever get real stopped up from earwax. I usually you put a couple of drops of that hydrogen, lean my head to the side, drop a couple of drops of that hydrogen peroxide in it. Then I can tip my wait about a couple of seconds, tip my head back over, and it cleans all that earwax out. Uh, Sometimes you can get swimmer's ear, or you can get earwax build up from wearing earplugs in your ears all the time, and and that's my thing whenever I'm around a noisy environment, um, outside, or whether it's a refrigerated unit for the refrigerator trucks, or just a loud, noisy truck engines. I have it in my ears. Shoot, I'm trying to save my hearing. You know what I'm saying? Skip that. So yeah, I be wearing earplugs quite a lot. Sometimes I have to clean them out with hydrogen peroxide, but not often at all. Probably, if any, probably once a year or something like that. My ears get clogged up. Yeah, but yeah, it works great for that, man. It works great for cleaning your ears. I didn't even find that out till I was older, and I just found that out by reading the back of one of the boxes. It's like a little ear cleaning kit that comes with a little droplet where you can drop the peroxide in your ear. And I'm like, well, wait, why am I paying all this extra money for a kit when I could have just bought a bottle of hydrogen peroxide and call it a day and have like a big bottle of it? So yeah, read the ingredients and you figure it out yourself. But that's when I started messing off with it. But yeah, I know you can also clean surfaces of stuff with it too, because it's a good cleaner. So that's about four things I know right off the rip. But they saying it's 25. So I'm interested in that. Let's get into it. Okay. It says of all the products you've probably got stored away in a cabinet, hydrogen peroxide might be the most useful. This household staple is typically a mainstay of any medicine cabinet because of its use in cleaning cuts, but you can find other uses for it in just about every room of the house. We found some brilliant uses for hydrogen peroxide that experts across the internet swear by in their daily lives, from health to beauty to cleaning to science experiments. Oh yeah, I can't forget about the science experiments. When they be doing that mountain thing, that volcano lava thing. Yeah. Can't forget about the science experiments. Okay, here are some ways that stuff in the brown bottle can be used for more than just first aid. All right, now we're going to get into some different uses, hopefully some that I didn't even know about. We both figured out at the same time and learned something new. It might not sound all that pleasant, but swishing some hydrogen peroxide in your mouth can help fix a number of oral issues, including bad breath. This is because hydrogen peroxide kills bacteria, meaning it can help fight gum disease, which leads to bad breath. And they did a study that showed patients who gargled with it showed significantly fewer signs of gum disease that of the ones who didn't gargle with peroxide. It's recommended to mix 2 parts of water with 1 part of hydrogen peroxide using only the 3% concentration variety, which is the most common form you'll find. So 2 parts water, 1 part hydrogen peroxide, and that makes for mouthwash, which is a good idea if you're at home and you ran out of mouthwash. You just grab your bottle of hydrogen peroxide and boom, you got a little quick replacement for the day till you get to the store. Says since hydrogen peroxide fights bacteria as an oxidizing agent, it makes sense that it could be used to oxidize metal as well. This means you can use hydrogen peroxide on metals like brass and copper to quickly make them look rusted for a unique antique look. To achieve something like what you see on the copper plate below, you can simply combine hydrogen peroxide, white vinegar, and salt in a spray bottle and apply it. Yeah, I don't know about that one though. But that they saying you can make stuff have that rusty look and use it on copper and such and make it look like it's old, worn, rusty look. I don't know about too many people using it for that though, man. But that's still some good information to know. Like I'm pretty sure that come in handy with people that work on movie sets and doing props for plays and stuff like that. You could use it to make stuff have that metal have that rustic look, and they put it on the copper and such, and have it that old look to it. And let's see, if you search through online forums of car and small airplane enthusiasts, you'll find many home remedies to cleaning the dead bugs off their rides. One popular one involves dryer sheets, but another one involves hydrogen peroxide. The chemical apparently eats away at the proteins in the dried on bug guts, causing them to wipe off. Okay. That's a good one. I didn't know about that one. Using it for the cleaning off bugs. Because it is hard when in the summertime and you're driving and you get those bugs all over the window, and especially if you're doing long distance driving. Anytime you're doing long distance driving, you're going to have to stop and clean your windows throughout the trip. So that's a pretty good idea. Using some hydrogen to get the bug guts to wipe off quicker. Because other than that, I usually do a lot of scrubbing with Windex. I wouldn't use the wipers. Using the wipers, it just smears the bug guts everywhere. I don't really get it clean. You have to actually stop and get at it and to get them bug guts off that front window, man. Yeah. Yeah, so, and it says after you spray your car with some hydrogen peroxide, the hydrogen peroxide won't damage your paint, but the acids found in the dead bugs could if they're left stuck on there too long. Yeah, that's true. So it can be used on cleaning the bug guts off of all the parts of your vehicle, off the window and off the front, where it be all on the grill and everywhere else like that. get the bug guts off of there quicker. You know, I want them drying, man. Everybody know that's hella trying to get them damn things off your car once those bugs dry on there. So that's a fun tip that I didn't even know about. That ain't something new. That's what it's all about, learning something new on the daily. And let's see what's the next part to this. They say after you finish with the outside of the car, you can also use the hydrogen peroxide on the inside of the car and clean that up. It clean up all the it's antibacterial, so it clean up any germs and such. So also it says anyone who has a pet that spends a lot of time outside knows that skunks are simply a nasty fact of life. When your dog or cat gets sprayed by the skunks, hydrogen peroxide can help knock out the awful odor. You can make a mixture of hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and dish soap to quickly wash your pet with if you're able to get a hold of a store-bought skunk fighting shampoo. Just note that the American Kennel Club does not recommend getting hydrogen peroxide in your dog's ears. So you can wash your pet with it, get that skunk smell out. They get hit with a skunk, but just don't wash near the ears. Remember that you can't get it in their ears. That sounds pretty cool. That's a nice tip. Didn't know about that one. Let's see. And also, if your dog had eaten something that you need them to vomit, it can use hydrogen peroxide to. They say it doesn't take much to get the dog to vomit, and that's usually like if he, ate something that could kill him or something like that. Um, Maybe a good, responsible dog owner. Hopefully that don't happen, but if it does, you know what they can't eat and what it's bad for them. So if you get hold of something that could kill them, you know how to get them to vomit right quick. Then after that, you get hold of your veterinarian. And another use is stains. Now we're going to talk about armpit stains on your shirts right quick. Says most people who have worn white undershirts have seen these unattractive yellow stains appear on their armpits. It is believed that these stains are caused by the aluminum that's used in many deodorants and how it reacts with the properties of sweat, meaning that ironically, you have a better chance of avoiding them if you didn't wear deodorant at all. Listen, but people gonna use deodorant because you can't walk around stinking. I don't know, some people don't use it, but I gotta use my deodorant. Yeah, so, and it says, but to remove these pesky stains, just mix 2 parts hydrogen peroxide with 1 part dish soap and leave it sitting on the stain for an hour. So that's a simple mixture right there. 2 parts peroxide and 1 part dish soap. You mix that up and put it on your underarm stains and just let it sit there for an hour. After that, then you go ahead and wash it and the stain should be out. So that's good. That's one that I didn't know either. And let's see. You can also use it to keep your pool clear. But yeah, I think I would just be using a regular pool cleaner, but yeah, it helps out with when you're having a pool. You can use it to help keep your pool clear too. And yeah, so that's a good idea for people with pools. And clean the scorched pot. If you scorch some of your cookware or simply burnt food onto the surface of it, hydrogen peroxide can be used for a rescue mission. And the method of restoring burnt pots to their former glory, you use 3 items you probably already have handy: hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and aluminum foil. Covering the burnt area with baking soda before spraying hydrogen peroxide on it to form a paste. After that, leave the paste for several hours. You can scrub it away with some foil. So you make the paste first, you put it on a burnt area, and say leave it there for several hours. So um, just have it set aside somewhere, and then when you go to scrub it off, you can use the aluminum to scrub it off, and she'll look like new. Shouldn't be burnt anymore. That's pretty cool. That's a neat trick for people that's burning pots. My non-cookers trying to cook, burning up pots. You use that hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, because you know when it mixed with baking soda, man, it gets the bubbling and doing all that. So that's another good cleaning tip. It can also be used to whiten your fingernails. If hydrogen peroxide can whiten your teeth, it can stand to reason that it can brighten up your fingernails as well. That's exactly what the writers at Marie Claire recommend using to fight yellow stains on your nails that can be left after nail polish is removed. They advise adding a few tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide to a bowl of warm water and letting your nails soak in it for a couple of minutes before wiping them off. And that's more so for the females. So like ladies, if you have nail polish on and you go to remove it, um, afterwards you can soak it in, suck your uh, fingers in peroxide and water, and yeah, whiten your natural nails right on up. So that's a good one. And also it says a good cleaner as far as replacing with bleach. Instead of using bleach, use some hydrogen peroxide on the clothes in place of bleach, and it'll be a clothes whitener just like bleach. Disinfect your keyboard. You may have heard the disturbing news that your computer's keyboard is roughly 20,000 times dirtier than the average toilet seat. If you now need a moment to run for the hydrogen peroxide, we understand. You can use that most versatile of all household substances to disinfect your keyboard simply by dabbing a Q-tip or an old toothbrush in hydrogen peroxide and wiping it across the keys and in those small avenues between them. It will also work to degerm your mouse. Okay. That's another good one. Cleaning up the keyboard with it. You got for the ladies, it says cleaning your makeup brushes. And then let's see. I also say to replace deodorant. Remember what we said about aluminum and deodorant causing yellow stains under your arms. You can use hydrogen peroxide as a more natural alternative to deodorant. By wiping on the arm with hydrogen peroxide to kill the bacteria that causes odors under there to begin with. That's cheaper and likely much more friendlier for your body to begin with. Hydrogen peroxide, and you just put it on a cloth and uh, wipe it under your arms. Instead of putting on the underarm deodorant, you can use it that way. Let's see. Fix cracked heels, which I'm not interested in, but they say you can also use it to fix cracked heels. The women wearing high heels. Um, Clear your drains. The bacteria-fighting properties of hydrogen peroxide can work wonders in keeping your drains running smoothly. To clear a clogged drain, you can pour 1 cup of baking soda down there, wait 10 minutes, and add 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide before adding some hot water to clear it out. To keep your drains from clogging in the first place, they recommend pouring 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide and some boiling water down them every couple of weeks. Yeah, pretty cool. Clean your produce. Yeah, that's a good way to get all the bacteria and stuff off your fruit. Um, Especially these days, you ain't trying to catch no germs. Uh, to supplement your dishwasher detergent, if you're tired of buying rinse agents or want a more natural alternative than the blue stuff you typically would buy, bring in the hydrogen peroxide. You can make a simple mix involving this common substance and add it to your dishwasher for cleaner dishes. Pretty cool. Lighten your hair color. This secret has been out for a while, but it's still amazing to use. That you can use hydrogen peroxide to lighten your hair color. You will need to mix it with some baking soda and a paste to naturally make your hair more blonde. And they say to mix 1 cup of baking soda with 3 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide, make it into a paste that you can leave sitting on your hair for 30 to 60 minutes before rinsing it away. Be careful not to leave the paste on your hair for longer than that, or it could cause damage. And yeah, who knew? Well, I guess some people knew. I heard people maybe bleaching their hair talking about peroxide before. But that's the formula. The peroxide plus the baking soda and leaving it in your hair for 30 to 60 minutes. Rinse it out and boom, there you go. Instead of going and buying some expensive hair dye and stuff. Yeah, let's see. Some of them ain't gonna go through the whole thing, like the cleaning in your bathroom with it. Uh, kind of figure it's a good cleaning agent. Make elephant toothpaste. Okay, let's see what elephant toothpaste is. If you're looking for a fun and cool science craft to make with your kids, hydrogen peroxide can do the trick. Elephant toothpaste can be made using a higher concentrated hydrogen peroxide. Combine it with dish soap, warm water, dry yeast, and food coloring inside a 16-ounce soda bottle for an awesome experiment. Okay, now I think I heard of elephant toothpaste before. Yeah, it's like something the kids do is just like one of those little science experiment things that kids can do for the show and tell or science project. And let's see, we'll break it down again. What the ingredients you need. Let's see. Combine hydrogen peroxide with dish soap, warm water, dry yeast, and food coloring, whatever color you want it to be. And boom, that's it. That's what they call elephant toothpaste. And what it does, it comes out like it shoots out basically, just like the whole volcano experiment that kids do for their science projects. And they got a lot of different videos of kids doing the elephant toothpaste. Yeah, so that's been some good different ways you can use peroxide. I didn't see the one that I usually use it for, which is for the ear, but you can just read the back of the box of any of those earwax removal boxes, and they'll have it on back of there as the main ingredient. So that's how I learned about it as far as for the ears. But yeah, it's a bunch of different ways that you can use it. Like I said, I got a couple of ideas that I didn't even know about right there. So hopefully that's been helpful to you, and you learned something today like I learned something today. And yeah, this is gonna be the weekly broadcast. And I am Rod D of Orange Ninja News. And yeah, it's been a good one, man. It's been a weekly broadcast. I get back at you next week with another one. Until then, as I usually say about this time, y'all be blessed and peace.